The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Another gem tonight from Tyler Kolek. His first career double-double, 16 points, 11 assists. Down 2. Jalen Brunson, tick, tick, tick for 3. 4.4 to go. He got it. So the Knicks are up 1. Down 1. Pacers with a chance. Watch OG Anunoby on defense with the steal, and that was that. As the Knicks, shorthanded, doesn't matter, beat the Pacers 114 to 113. Great to have you with us, everyone, from our Delta MSG studios. Yes, the Knicks didn't win the cup with this victory, but one of the more compelling wins, Wally, they've had all year. Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, you got Cat out, you got Deuce out, you got Landry Shamet out. So really 5 regular players not playing. And yes, the Pacers are only 6-20, but these are the Pacers. And the Knicks came back from double-digit deficits in the first half and the second half to pull it out.
Another gem, an instant classic against those Pacers. And it's nice to be on the correct end of this one with a huge win. Knicks are just winners, and winners don't make excuses. They had every built-in excuse. Schedule this, just coming off the Cup championship, and they made no excuses, and they went with the team that they had, and they pulled off an outstanding team victory. I can't say enough how this coaching staff is using the bench, is developing guys in their careers to become outstanding NBA producers and players. Look at what Tyler Kolek did. You mentioned it. He's a plus 58 in his last 3 games. Big games in the Cup. Huge game that he needed to step up in here without a couple guys in the lineup. And with Jalen Brunson just being exhausted, his minutes were outstanding. And Coach Mike Brown trusts him to be in at the end of the games. What a performance by Tyler Kolek, Jalen Brunson, and then the steal by Anunoby. That's what winners do. They get the job done.
Trey Jemison played over 18 minutes.
Yep.
Mo Diawara, first career start, played over 18 minutes. And Ariel Hukporti played almost 27 minutes. So those are 3 guys that hardly play. And you got Kolek emerging. I mean, they're just great stories everywhere you look. Well, the Knicks down 16 points in the first half, cut it to 3 at the half.
Yep.
They go down 15 points in the third quarter, and they're able to come back and win the game. Amazing.
That's what winners do. That's what a team in a locker room that has championship aspirations does. Nembhard was on fire, knocking down shots all over the place, banging Brunson around all over. Mikal Bridges got going big time in that second half. 7 points in the first half, and 15+ in the second. And how about Tyler Kolek? Just being ultra aggressive, just oozing confidence. His coach is just saying, go out there, kid, and do your thing. And Trey Jemison, he does exactly what this Knicks coaching staff wants him to do as a big man. Rolls to the basket, he finishes. Pascal Siakam, he's an all-star for a reason. He was balling out there all night long. OG Anunoby struggled a little bit shooting, but still got to 16 points. And then how about this? Take that one with you, Andrew Nembhard. That is a dagger 3. That's what the clutch gene does. And then OG Anunoby, big stop on his old teammate from Toronto, Pascal Siakam, who slipped coming off that screen. Smiles all around for the Knicks, smiles all around for the fans. Who cares if you won the NBA Cup? Back it up with a W at your arch rival in the Fieldhouse in the Pacers.
Look at the bench points. Kolek had 16, and Jordan Clarkson, another huge game, had 18. So that was a huge difference. And you see the Knicks, the largest lead was 3 points. They were down most of the game, and yet they are able to prevail. Jalen Brunson, Captain Clutch again.
Yep.
He had 3 opportunities late, and it seemed like every one of them went in and out.
Yep.
And then he dribbled the ball off his foot. And then he comes through with the 3 to win the game.
Hey,
got to have a short memory, I guess.
He doesn't get discouraged. He also credits his teammates who were getting the stops on the defensive end of the floor to allow that game to be a 1-possession game. And when Knicks had the ball in their hands at the end of that game, I was thinking, go for the 3. Just try to end this game with 1 shot. That's exactly what they did. Jalen Brunson was exhausted. You could see it. But he just willed his way to a victory. And that's what superstars do. You know, he's finding a way to get to his 25 points, 7 boards, 7 assists. I love the 3 steals. I mean, that's an incredible defense by him playing on that end of the floor, too. Because the Pacers, as fast as they play, they'll throw the ball all over the place at times. But just an outstanding effort by Jalen Brunson. It's what captains do. You know, he was going to play in this game no matter what. He looks healthy after that ankle injury early on in the season. And how about that shot? I mean, that is just...
He's got no room. He's got...
Center. Yeah, but he knows how to get his footwork, and he knows once he freezes the defender, the defender has no chance to challenge that shot. And if he's practiced that shot, you know, with his dad, with his coaching staff, his whole entire life, just let me get into my little shimmy shake move. Let me get my feet behind the line. I know the defender can't reach me because I've done enough of a step back to get myself enough space. And boy, did that thing just go right through the center of the rim. There was nothing but net, hit the back of the bottom of the rim, and huge shot for Jalen Brunson.
All right, so the Knicks prevailed. Monica McNutt on the radio call on ESPN New York now joins us from Indiana. Monica, that was a really interesting game to watch. A very compelling win tonight for the Knicks.
Whew, I need to just let out a deep exhale, Bill, because you're absolutely right. Wally, let me ask you this, because I made this observation with Tyler, and I'd be curious if I was on track with it. I thought when the game started, obviously you had guys on the floor who are not accustomed to playing big-time minutes or starters minutes, right? And then when Tyler Kolek came back into the ballgame, it felt like, to me, that there was maybe they had some of that camaraderie and chemistry from probably being the second team going up against the starters. Things started to settle down just a bit for those guys. But overall, y'all, 42 points from the bench on a night where you're missing 3 starters. And yes, the Jalen Brunson shot should be the highlight. But just as a team, the display of grit and connectivity, I'm so impressed.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. The beginning of the game, did you see Mike Brown pulling guys out, putting them right back in? Yep. Just kind of teaching moments. Just an outstanding coaching job by Mike and the staff. I mean, and Monica, are you not entertained with that game? How about this team?
Gosh.
How about what they're doing? They come off the win and they back it up with a win against the Pacers. Just awesome.
You know, guys, after the Cup victory, Jalen Brunson said, we will find a way, or we will make a way. I can't remember. I don't want to quote it. I'm misquoting. But the essential idea was, we're going to figure it out as a team. And it reminded me of some of the different iterations of this team who maybe struggled to score, but had a grit that was renowned across the league. If this team shows up with that type of grit and the scoring power that they now have, like, the league is already on notice, but the league really has to be on notice if that's going to be the combination.
So, Monica, Deuce McBride is still out with that bad ankle. Tyler Kolek, this time around, has taken incredible advantage of the opportunity. He was great in Las Vegas, and he was even better tonight. What do you think has allowed him to emerge to the level that he has here in recent games?
Well, we asked him, Pidto, because we had him for our post-game radio interview, and he just talked about the work that he's put in and his teammates, of course, the confidence that they've given him. Because arguably in the waning seconds, you could have said, hey, Jordan Clarkson has hit 5 threes, let's go Clarkson. But Mike Brown decided to go Kolek, and so he gives a ton of credit to the confidence that his teammates have given him. He talked about continuing to work on his game, continuing to guard first, and understanding that that's how he's continuing to earn trust from his squad. But he was thrilled with his performance tonight. He's super excited to be able to get home, and we really enjoyed it. Tyler called it out, my partner, Tyler Murray, on the radio, that he hasn't had a game where he's had double digits in just one category yet, let alone to pull off a double-double tonight.
Yeah, it was an impressive performance. And another thing that really impressed me, Monica, was he got a few key rebounds in the fourth quarter. Yes. He just has a nose for the ball. He just makes winning plays. I mean, Mike Brown is leaving him in the last 5 minutes because he trusts what he is going to do. And he just, you know, he's a great college player at Marquette, just won almost every time he set foot on the floor, 2-time second-team All-American both his junior and senior year. So he has winning in his DNA, and we're seeing it, Monica, it seems like every single night.
Yeah, career night, Monica, for Kolek. What's interesting is Coach Brown's okay going with Kolek and Brunson together despite their short height, right?
That.
Look at
you and I on the same page.
Pidto with some analysis as we look at Tyler Kolek's first career double-double. How about, seriously, though, it's not hurting them. It didn't hurt them on defense in Vegas. It didn't hurt them on defense tonight. Brunson and Kolek playing together.
I mean, this is why, guys, tonight stands out as such a good win. And I know people will say the Pacers are struggling. Why are you so excited? Because the Knicks had every incentive to maybe not play with the urgency that they played tonight. Now, Pidto, on a regular game, if you told me the combination of Tyler Kolek and Jalen Brunson is surprisingly effective, I'd be like, cool, yeah, you got Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns and Josh Hart, who are great rebounders, accounting for what they might give up inside. You didn't have that tonight, and it still was an effective combination in terms of what you had to get done. And so, again, I talked about the 42 points from the bench, but you also look at some of those guys that got big-time minutes tonight. Diawara with 3 rebounds, 5 for Huck Porty, 7 for Brunson himself. He did a really good job on the glass. And Trey Jemison with 5, occupying space with those broad shoulders that I know you like, Wally. So, yeah, I think give Mike Brown his credit. He's doing a great job of pulling the right strings, but I also give the players a ton of credit because folks are really leaning to and accepting and accelerating in their roles.
Monica, you're coming home. You've been gone a long time.
Oh, my God.
You're coming
I can't
home.
wait to come home.
Do you remember where you live, Monica?
I do. I can't wait to get there and wake up in the morning in my own bed. I can't wait.
All right. Have a great trip home. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Knicks are back at it tomorrow night hosting Philadelphia. Mike Brown's post-game comments. His Knicks are now 19-7. And Wally from the Wally Wall coming up.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your tri-state Audi dealer today.
Tonight's thrilling moment brought to you by FanDuel Casino. Get your thrill on. Jalen Brunson down 2, hits a 3 with 4.4 to go. And that's the winning bucket for the Knicks. They get a great defensive play from OG Anunoby. And all those guys resting tonight. The Knicks prevail 114-113. Back at the Wally Wall. Brunson with the game-winning shot. But the headline, I think, real close to that is the play of Tyler Kolek. We talked about the fact it's his first career double-double, 16 points, 11 assists. He's doing such a great job of getting everybody involved. Break down his great pass to Ariel Hukporti.
Just a true, pure point guard. I mean, this is what he does. He just makes his teammates better. Watch this, the way he runs the pick and roll. Now, freeze it right there. Great job of going shoulder to shoulder, turning the corner, which puts the defender in a tough bind. And you know Hukporti, he is a roll big that's going to be at the front of the rim. And Tyler Kolek going to his left just says, keep going, big fella. Flips it up there, catches the defender with his hands down. Ian Jackson not ready to get his hands up to deflect that ball, and Hukporti elevates for the finish. Just easy basketball. He led the nation in assists his senior year, so this guy knows how to pass. He knows how to run a team. He is a pure point guard, and he makes his teammates better, and all the guys love to be on the floor with him.
Talk about running the team. We have a great example of Kolek pointing out where Mikal Bridges needed to go. Bridges went there, and Kolek found him. What an interesting play you're going to show us here.
He's very cerebral. He's very smart. He's like a coach out there on the floor. Now, freeze it there. Look at him. He's pointing to Mikal Bridges and saying, you come off the pick from Jemison, and if you turn the corner, then we're going to have a mismatch advantage where Huff is going to have to guard you. Now, this is an outstanding job of Kolek just seeing a play that's probably not diagrammed in a huddle, probably not called by the coach, but it's an advantage for Bridges. Great screen. Freeze it there. I mentioned the broad shoulders. Jemison sets a really good screen, and Monica mentioned it too. And here's the curl. They saw how they were defending it. McConnell was curling. That's going to put Huff in a tough position. He's not quick enough to keep up with Bridges. You got a shooter in the corner in Clarkson, so there's no help coming off from Nembhard, and that leads to the easy 2 from Mikal Bridges. That was just really high basketball IQ by Tyler Kolek. He saw something with the way the Pacers were defending Mikal Bridges off that screen and off that curl, and he said, come off that curl. If it's there, I'm going to hit you. We're going to steal an easy 2 points.
All right, now we break down the game-winning shot. Last year in the playoffs, of course, Jalen Brunson with the 3 to eliminate the Pistons. Yep. We thought this might be similar, but on second look, that was on the other side of the floor.
Yes.
Describe to everybody what makes Brunson go away from the action here. Last year he went toward the action.
Right.
This year he went away from it.
Yep, it's because he wanted space. And Brunson reads the floor and checks, where do I have space where I'm not going to have a double team coming my way? That's the most important thing. So freeze it here. Here comes OG Anunoby to set the screen. Boom. And Siakam's in a good place to come and help. So if Brunson was to come this way, there would be help. Now look at all this space over here. So what he does is he rejects the screen. He doesn't come off the screen coming from Anunoby. He rejects the screen. Now, and that's where he gets all that space. Now, freeze it there. A great play diagram by Coach Brown. Put the shooter in the corner. Mikal Bridges, outstanding three-point shooter, so you're not going to help off strong side shooter. Therefore, Brunson's going to have all this room to operate and get into his bag and elevate and get a good open look without a double team coming his way. The Knicks knew they wanted Brunson to take this shot. They knew they had to find space on the floor for him to operate one-on-one. Mr. Clutch Gene, Player of the Year last year. And he operated that play perfectly, reading the defense. And Mike Brown put all his chess pieces in the right place on the floor, all his shooters in the corners where they could open up the floor for Brunson to have that opportunity to get that shot.
How do you determine if you're Brunson to take the pick or go away from the pick like you did?
Well, you see where Siakam was. Siakam was in a good position to help. And as a result, you kind of see the whole floor is wide open. And Brunson always does little things to catch the defense off guard. He rejects screens when the defense thinks he's going to come one way, because that puts the defense in a situation where they don't know what to do because they're not used to a guy rejecting a screen in that situation. It was just a brilliant, smart play again by Jalen Brunson.
Great win for the Knicks. Post-game comments from Knicks coach Mike Brown, as always, presented by Chase.
Man, what a game, huh? I tell you what, our guys had plenty of opportunities. Just say, you know what, hey, we gave it the good old college try, and we'll wrap it up and go figure it out tomorrow, especially being in Vegas as long as we were and going through what we went through out there, and then having, we had Mitch out, and we had so many guys out. Josh out, Cat out, Deuce out, Landry's still out. I'm not sure who else was out, but we had a lot of guys out, and so nobody would have been mad at them on a couple of different occasions if they just threw the towel in. And it's not our group. I said this before. We have a standard, and no matter who's on the floor, we expect everybody to hold each other accountable to what our standard is. And I keep repeating it. You got to sacrifice at the end of the day. You got to be connected at the end of the day. You got to have a freaking competitive spirit. And our group has that. I mean, from top to bottom, everybody likes to compete. And, you try to teach that sometimes, and sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can't. I haven't had to teach this to this group because they all have a competitive spirit that's unbreakable by each individual and collectively as a group. And then you just got to believe. You got to keep believing no matter what. You believe in the process, whether you're up 20 or you're down 20, and believe in each other. And our guys did that tonight. There were times when guys were coming to the sideline. I think OG had a couple of turnovers in a row. And first thing Jalen says to him when he gets to the huddle is keep being aggressive, keep being aggressive, keep being aggressive. And you need, teammates and people like that to keep guys uplifted, especially in tough times. Big thing during the game, they had 14 free throws at halftime attempts. In the second half, they had 4. And on our level of physicality, increased the right way defensively. So I'm very proud of our guys for doing that. We had 31 assists for the game. And so the guys were trying to find each other. They're a really good defensive team. They get into you. They cause a lot of problems because they get into you, and you just have to get off the ball early. And our guys did. Tyler was fabulous. He was fabulous on both ends of the floor. But you're talking about a guy that I think they played 26 minutes and had 11 assists. So he impacted the game on both ends of the floor. Jordan was great. He hit some timely threes for us. Trey was fantastic. Trey was our defensive player of the game. And some people might say, why not Tyler? Tyler could have easily gotten it. OG could have easily gotten it. There are a couple of guys, even Ariel, but Trey's communication and his physicality in that second half on the defense end of the floor was off the charts. And then OG with the steal at the end of the game. But our MVP, the league's MVP, Jalen Brunson, we call a timeout. We took another timeout, drew up a different play, and as Jalen's walking out on the floor, Jalen turns to me. He says, I'm getting this win. I'm going for it. And I said, you do you. That's who you are. You do you. And he went out and he came through. That's what real MVPs do, and I'm glad I'm a part of his team.
Welcome back. Look at the schedule for the Knicks. They're going to host Philly tomorrow, host Miami Sunday, go to Minnesota for one game on the road, and then come back for Christmas Day at noon to host the Cavs, then to Atlanta for Saturday's game. Back now from the Corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. Man, this isn't easy.
It's not. No games are easy.
No, but this is a rough, challenging stretch.
But
going out to Minnesota for one and back for Christmas Day at noon?
Hey, at least a couple of these games are at home. The Knicks are dominant at home. You got your home court fans. At least you're in your own bed for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. That's a positive. And then you go out on the road a little bit. This team doesn't make excuses. You heard Mike Brown. Just win, baby. Let's go.
Short-handed tonight. Didn't matter as they win by 1. Obi Toppin, the former Knick, is out with a foot injury. Saying hello to some old friends. Knicks win it by 1. Back with more after this.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
16 and 11 for Tyler Kolek, his first career double-double. Knicks win by 1 at Indiana. Here's Kolek now with Tyler Murray.
What's made the difference for you being able to level up your game these last couple of weeks?
And just being out there, being able to have my teammates trust. They're looking to give me the ball. They know I'm going to make plays. They know I'm going to get them involved too. So just having the trust of my guys and my coaches.
A lot about putting in the work, and like you said, it's opportunity, right? But to have the opportunity and see you're working on your shot, you've been shooting the ball well. I guess just to see it play out in pretty big games. I guess how has that been in terms of just knowing that the work is there and it's paying off?
Work always pays off. It's undefeated. What you put in, you're going to get out. I firmly believe in that, and I put in a lot of time. So
Work is undefeated. Your player to watch was
Tyler Kolek. He delivered. He got big-time minutes. You knew with this depleted roster he was going to get an opportunity, and boy, did he step up big time. He's got to emulate his game. He's a little bit like Steve Nash. That's how he plays. That's the feel he has. He's a lefty version of Steve Nash. Steve Nash was an outstanding three-point shooter. Career over 40% from the three. Tyler's really developing confidence in that three-point shot. He's got to become a knockdown three-point shooter to continue this type of production.
He was 2 of 4 from downtown. He has struggled at times from deep, but is starting to put it together like on this shot right here. Kolek and the Knicks beat the Pacers tonight, 114 to 113. Wrapping up the Tri-State Audi Knicks postgame show as the Knicks pull it out and beat the Pacers. Next up, tomorrow night, Knicks play host to the Sixers. Note the start time, 6:30 pregame, game at 7. You can also stream our coverage on the Gotham Sports App. Want more than just a postgame show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports App. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.